They took it to 10.
Hey.
Cook it up, gourmet. I go Super Saiyan, gold tank. Anything I ever do is top rank. Got more boys than a Shawshank. Cook it up, gourmet. I go Super Saiyan, gold tank. Anything I ever do is top rank. Got more boys than a Shawshank. I don't wear ball.
Okay, Coach, we are in the so-called rock and roll capital of the world, Cleveland, Ohio, at First Energy Stadium on the shores of Lake Erie. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Cleveland Browns. The children will groan. It's the final weekend of summer, but we've got the NFL, and we're underway on EA Sports. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line.
At their own 27-yard line.
Down. 15, line it. 15 now.
Fellas, let's set a tone.
Hey, echo.
51's the mark. 51's the mark.
Five.
Lock now on first down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. A bad start there. A big loss on their first play from scrimmage. It's second down.
It's second down.
Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a second down and 17.
Look at me. Go. Ready?
They look to throw. It's Locke. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. That one, a gain of 20 and a first down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And it was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
First down, Steelers.
So a first and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 39-yard line. They'll run it now out of the gun. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage.
Early down stuffs will put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
So after the run for no gain, here's second and 10.
51, Mike 51.
Here we go, D. Squeeze.
Me and you. It's just me and you.
On second down, here's Locke. The completion good. This is Eric Ebron. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 22-yard line.
Nice methodical opening drive here. They're already into field goal range. They're in a good spot. You know that people like to take a shot in this part of the field. But at the same time, as methodical as they've been, they might want to run the ball a little bit here too.
And just on the outskirts of the red zone, they have options now. Either way, though, they've come out with a purpose. They'll run on first down. Gibson. And he'll keep it moving down to the 15-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a second and 3.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. First carry for James Conner. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. That gain of 15 gets him on the doorstep, 1st and goal. They've taken this opening kickoff and marched it right down the field defensively. Not much resistance.
And that's the point, because my admiration is for the guys moving the ball right now. They know what they're doing. Their plan is working. But I flip it over and watch and say, okay, what are you going to do to change things up? Because if you don't, they're going to put that ball in the end zone real soon.
And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Lance Kendricks, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Steelers take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive. Boswell good with the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game.
Steelers 7, Browns nothing.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line.
Hurry, hurry!
Banjo.
Alert, alert! Alert, alert! Hurry, hurry!
Watch the pass. Watch the pass. Watch 36. 36 to Mike. Here we go, D.
Hurry, hurry! Regular, regular, regular! Bravo!
Working out of the gun, Mayfield. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. Charles, already trailing by touchdown early. This offense, how imperative is it for them to get points out of this drive?
Well, they feel like they have to go ahead and match because of what was already on the board against their defense. But I think even more so, you just want to avoid 3 and outs. You want to be able to stay on the field for a little while, let your defense catch their breath a little bit, even if you don't score any points.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. A first carry now for Nick Chubb. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on 1st down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
The Steelers now in the nickel here on 3rd down.
Up, up!
Check like 33. Check like 33. Hey, 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 hey.
Smooth!
Mike, check 33.
Like that!
Mayfield looks to throw. And he's got his man. That's Landry. A 3rd down gain of 19.
Here we go.
I know at the end of games, coaches always tell us that no one play won or lost a game. But this seems pretty important early, doesn't it? Their ability to pick up that 1st down on 3rd down, I thought that was key.
Well, you're already in the hole after the touchdown on the other side. How will you respond? We talk about that a lot, and they responded pretty well there. You go 3 and out, I think you give up a lot of momentum. You get down 2 scores, could be an entirely different game.
So they've got a nice drive going now. They're in good shape. What's interesting to me is they're also in that spot of the field where you would take a shot. Do you change that up just because you're down a touchdown?
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Watch 13.
Mayfield with a quick fire to Landry. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. It's a gain of 10, and the Browns are going to get a 1st down.
I like the screen being called here early in the game, especially on the opening drive, because, Brandon, when guys come out of the locker room, especially those pass rushers, they are so amped up to get to the quarterback that you can use that against them, and a screen pass is a great way of doing it. A lot of teams against good pass rushing teams, they want to run the screen 10 to 12 times in a game.
A run for Nick Chubb. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Mayfield. He's got the hook up to Odell Beckham. And this time not quite to the 30. He'll be down at the 31-yard line. An update from around the league as our first one comes from New Orleans. And the Eagles out in front early. We'll keep you updated on that one as it progresses. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. First down, Mayfield. And that one is incomplete. And it also concludes quarter number 1. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up 2nd and 10.
Let's go.
A first carry now for Kareem Hunt. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down. Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, because they bring in your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
Hurry! Hey, alert 33.
On 3rd down, Mayfield. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. The sack by T.J. Watt, or as his mother Connie calls him, Trent Jordan Watt.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop it.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
Let's go. Let's do it.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They had the touchdown on the opening drive of the ball game. It was countered by just a field goal. So, hey, if your guys can do that for 4 quarters, you're in good shape.
Yeah, it is a team game, so that's just good complimentary football. But, you know.
And I think he's going to go. They're not going to get him. The 30. And a cut to the right and some open. And he does take it in for the touchdown, but a flag on the field, and I don't think this is going to stand.
Yeah, don't put the points on the board just yet.
Brutal, so take away the long touchdown.
It's a cruel game sometimes, partner.
You got juice, son. He took you to school.
Come on, set. 50, plant.
Got one. Watch twins. Watch twins. Check.
Out of the shotgun, they'll run with Connor. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. I think you mentioned in the opening drive that these guys needed to establish the run, protect the young QB. I actually wrote that down, believe it or not. So how would you assess things so far?
I'm kind of touched that you actually wrote something like that down. I appreciate that, partner. But I do think they've been able to do that. Maybe not as effectively as they've wanted to, but I think we'll see more as this game goes along because they want to continue to take care of that young QB.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
And you just know when that play call came in, their eyes lit up because anytime you get a chance to take a big shot downfield, that's a lot of fun, and they missed an opportunity.
An incomplete pass on second down leads us to 3rd and inches. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. 2 yards and able to get the first down in the process.
2 yards on the play.
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
First down, Pittsburgh.
Let's go now.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Let's go, D. Let's go. Ready.
Throwing on first down is Locke. Being chased out left. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. Cool under pressure right there, escaping the pocket and finding what I think was not his primary target.
And some of these guys are just so comfortable getting outside of the pocket that they'll do it on purpose. It doesn't even need to be a breakdown. They move, and they know it affects the defense because a lot of times you get lost in coverage in the secondary, and I think you're exactly right. Wasn't his primary target. Found a secondary guy who sprang open, probably because of his movement out of the pocket.
12 yards that time at a Pittsburgh first.
Well, that play looks familiar because we saw them working on it in practice this week. And for a lineman trying to block on this play, they love when they get the defense moving in one direction, and when they try and change directions, it's a lot easier to pick them up and ward them off.
Let's get off the field, D. Let's get off the field, D. Slay. Watch the ship. Hey, watch the ship. Check the backer.
On first down, it's Gibson. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
Here we go. 5.
50. Mike 50. And I'm coming after you.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Locke brought in over the middle by Grant. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for 3rd down. This will be play number 7 on the drive. 3rd and a yard.
50's the Mike. 50's the Mike.
Locke to throw on 3rd and 1. Open man, Smith-Schuster, it's complete. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 30.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the first down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
And they're right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up. And he'll get about 3 as he's brought down to the 28. 2 minutes to play in this first half. 7-3, our score. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
It's a gain of 7, and that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Under 10, 10, on the ball.
Locke going to try and throw on 3rd down. And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So on 4th down, the Steelers call on the number of Chris Boswell for the field goal try. This will be from 49 yards out. And that'll be off the crossbar and out. It's short. He couldn't get it there. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. Well, he had that one on target. That's half the battle. The other half of the battle, however, is distance.
And he nearly had that, too. But it was the crossbar that said otherwise. And that'll deny him a shot at 3.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. And it's hauled in by Austin Hooper. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
Hey, hurry!
31's the mic.
You better be afraid of me. You better be afraid of me.
To throw again on 2nd down. Mayfield. Looking for Landry, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Steven Nelson. And the possession is theirs at their own 43-yard line. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week. 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away. And that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts, as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3.
Hey, orbit.
From midfield, here's Locke. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Myles Garrett able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Set, ready? 18 Gator.
Throwing his lock on 3rd down. That one caught by Gibson. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. Lock now, nearly perfect. 9 of 10 in this first half. It's 1st and 10.
We got this. 25, check 25, check 25. Check out.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3.
Get ready, get ready, get ready.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. And with the way this offense has played thus far, to be frank, they got to feel pretty grateful to be in the ball game.
I would agree with you totally because they've done all of nothing offensively in this game, yet they still find themselves in a position on this drive where a touchdown can give them the lead. They need to take advantage of it.
Well, they're still looking for that first touchdown here in the 3rd quarter. All they have so far, the field goal.
1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Kill. Hey, turn it up.
Hey, watch it.
Kill.
Back to the ground. This time it's Chubb. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments.
Watch the screen, watch the screen.
Hey, alert, 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 alert. Hurry, hurry.
Check play 33. Watch the pass, watch the pass. Here we go, here we go. Mike check 33, 33. Hey,
My God.
On second and 11 now. Mayfield. Is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. Picked up by Minka Fitzpatrick. Trying to get it to Landry there. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
And he'll bring this one inside the 35. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the Browns' 34-yard line.
Come on, set. 60 outlaw. Go, go.
they're rolling it. 51.
Go.
Play action. Now it's Locke. Open man completes it to Smith-Schuster. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. 22 yards there. A first down.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they've put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
We own it. Shift, shift.
Hey, rock it. Rock it.
On first down, Locke. Complete. It's Johnson. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. Keep in mind they can still get a first down here as they come up on 2nd and inches. Locke going to throw. Under pressure now, and he's going to go down. Sack back around the 8. Myles Garrett getting him once again his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
3rd down. 3rd and long.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game.
Look at me. Zipper. Hey, Charlie. Now.
To throw it is Locke. Oh, incomplete. Nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get them to 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Browns' drive about to get started. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. Here's Nick Chubb as they try to fire up this run game. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Watch the curl, watch the curl, watch the curl.
Hey,
Watch the twist.
check 13. Check 13.
They'll run with Hunt on 2nd down. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Just what the Browns needed there. Good for a gain of 17.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
He's coming, double up. Switch, switch, switch.
On first down, they go right back to Hunt. He's got a first down and then some inside the 40. And finally taken down at the 20-yard line. It's a gain of 34.
Sometimes those lines that are drawn on a grease board or in a playbook, they come to life out on the field, don't they? And we just saw down that outside handoff to the right.
That right tackle, he gets excited for that call, doesn't he?
He does, because he just wants to dominate his guy and say, listen, I was the point of attack. I took care of business. That's why you're able to get downfield and add all those yards to your total.
Yeah, really nice gain there. So a big play as it gets him all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10. Mayfield hands it off to Chubb. And he'll get this down only to the 18. Tackle made by Tanner Vallejo.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Check nickel, nickel, nickel.
And again, it's Chubb. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. That 2nd down play nets a -4.
Stephon Tuitt came out at Notre Dame as another one of those really tall defensive ends, and you just wonder, would they be able to have the leverage to bend and make plays? I think he just gave us an answer with that tackle.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively.
Oh, yeah. And here we go again. Here we go again. Check 9, check 9. Whip, 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 whip. Watch the whip. Kill, kill. Check.
To throw, Mayfield.
Check.
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. The safety, Terrell Edmonds, picks it. And he'll get this back across the midfield stripe and down to the 47-yard line. So now he's equaled his interception total from a week ago. Remember, Charles, he had 3 last week.
And you know, all week long he vowed to take that number down. Told the guys on the team, don't worry, things are going to pick up. I've got this. But he is in a major league rut right now. Let's see if his teammates can pick him up along the way.
You're right. He talked about being cool, calm, collective, rebounding. Not rebounding right here. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. And that'll do it for the end of the 2nd quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
Ready up.
44 to Mike.
Here we go.
On 2nd and 9, Locke. This is brought in by Gibson. He's got a first down and more inside the 30 and down to the 29-yard line. Pittsburgh getting 16 yards there and also a first down. What a difference a week makes. 5 interceptions in their last game. Here we are, 4th quarter. He's played mistake-free football.
And I'm sure that we can look back on the past week and say, okay, he spent time in the film room and they worked on his mechanics. Sometimes it's just your team believing in you, your coaching staff believing in you, and you relax and play to your your potential. He's doing that in this game.
And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Deontay Johnson, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the fumble recovery leads to 6 points for the Steelers. Extra point put through by Boswell. And the lead is now 17-3. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. This one fielded at the 5. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, they'll start this drive at about the 37-yard line.
At their own 37-yard line.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because his confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
T.J. Watt in on the tackle.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
The Browns on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 8.
Hurry! King!
Right check, 33. Watch the run. Good shot, baby. That's baby.
From the gun, Mayfield. He finds Beckham complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. That'll move the sticks for the Browns, a gain of 12. And in a 2-score game, obviously, every play, every 3rd down, like we saw there, magnified, big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to 3rd down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
They go play action here on 1st down. It's caught by OBJ. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. 25 yards there on the catch and run. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
Just like that.
A 1st down throw for Mayfield. He's going to take a shot for the end zone. And incomplete. He dropped it in the end zone.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10.
Tight end to the right, boy. Tight end to the right. Move. 3 down.
Hurry! Rail.
30, where's the mic? Let's go.
Hey! High 7!
Where's the mic?
My God!
Mayfield with it once more. It's caught. Beckham. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. An excellent pickup of 20 yards.
First down. First and goal at the 4-yard line.
180.
Right here, right here. Right. He's tight right here. He's tight on the right.
Hurry.
We got four.
Run.
Going to the air again with Mayfield. And with a flag down, he goes down. So they're able to sack him. Now the penalty looks like it could be holding. Let's find out. So they will take the sack instead of the penalty.
And it takes another down off the series. But the biggest one of all, do you want to tell the guy who just got the sack that it no longer counts?
No.
No, not at all.
On second down, it's Hunt. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
Partner, I know we're in a goal-to-go situation, but my goodness. Think about running the ball here. Not even a thought, is it?
Defensively, they're in a prime spot.
And I think the defensive guys are probably expressing themselves to them as well. I wouldn't run it here, guys. You might want to try throwing it.
And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off with great anticipation. And he'll go down inside the 15 at his own 13-yard line. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offensive coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first time out. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. They'll keep it on the ground. Gibson, he'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 23. And his defense here going to burn their second timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. And the Steelers on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Gibson, and he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. They've got a 4th down here in a game that looks to have been decided already. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. Landry now on the return. A great return there of 22 yards. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. Elsewhere in the NFL, they're in the 4th down in New Orleans. Now, you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. A win would be their first of the young season. The Browns drive about to get started. And the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said as they went back out there was, don't do that again. What do you think?
What do you think?
Yeah, I think that. I think that not only did he say that, but he also told him, let's put it in the end zone that it's supposed to be in, all right? The end zone we're trying to score. I know we're being a little bit facetious here, but the bottom line is take care of the football, and everything else should flow from there.
Quick lesson, never ask the play-by-play guy a question.
Hey, you're my partner. I know you're right there with me.
I'm coming for you, son.
A 2nd down throw for Mayfield. He's going to let it fly. That's going to be caught. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Odell Beckham His first touchdown of the new season as his guys are back within a single score. Still an important piece of business to take care of, the extra point. And it's up through the goalposts. It's 17-10.
Next to score, Steelers 17, Browns 10.
This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away.
The Steelers take over first and 10
Bring it up.
at their own 25-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And barring mistakes, they should be able to kneel this one out and finish it off. And there's only one timeout remaining on the defensive side of the ball, so that doesn't really... Defenders giving chase, but I don't think they're going to get there. A big play that time for Pittsburgh. 66 yards for him on the ground.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
It's first and goal and a late touchdown at this stage. Could officially salt this one away. They'll run here with Connor. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. A good pickup there, 7 yards, and it's going to be second and goal now. Able to stay in bounds, so the clock keeps rolling. And this defense right now backed up in the red zone. Another touchdown, it's over. They've got to stand tall quickly.
Been in this spot before. Now there's a little bit of desperation creeping in. And all you're doing when you're talking to your defensive teammates is, first guy there, hold him up. Second, third guy in, rake at the football. Get it out. We've got to create a turnover because one more score, and this game's over.
A big play to start the drive got him in this position, but this defense has held firm since, and now it's third and goal.
Check.
They'll try to run this one in, and he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. The Browns will quickly use their third and final timeout as the clock will stop with 33 seconds remaining. Boswell's kick is good. And they double him up here. That makes our score 20-10. So barring something extraordinary here in the closing stages, that field goal should just about put this one on ice.
Yeah, we've got to find 2 scores. So, we're not going to exactly move it over there yet. It can be done, but boy, it's going to be a little bit of a stretch for them, isn't it?
Yeah, they would have to move incredibly quick and have some luck, too.
First and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. They might be thinking this is close to a lost cause here. Got to play it out. What do they need to do?
Well, they have a thought process in mind already, but they can't get ahead of themselves. They know that they need to score quickly.
Yep, 2-score game.
Onside kick and get the ball back and then score again, but they can't worry about the last 2 points. The only thing that matters is scoring quickly, then they'll take it from there.
Here's Mayfield. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Bud Dupree in there to drop him as that clock continues to run. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now second down and 22 yards to go. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. Well, sometimes when you try to defend OBJ, you're going to get a PI call.
You might get a PI called at just about any point during his route. And I think a lot of teams have taken the whole philosophy of, hey, just go ahead and do what you have to do and hope eventually they'll quit calling it. But not in this case. They dropped the flag for the pass interference.
So that changes things. Here's first and 10 all the way up at the 45.
Watch the screen.
Hey, Haywood.
Where's the mic? I got you, boy.
One last shot for Mayfield here. He's going to let it fly. And that will be incomplete. As